Ashley.
I'm Lisette, and we are the Baby Lamps Podcast!
Whoa, how exciting.
And we're back for another one, folks.
And another one.
Another one. What's up? How you doing? I
how-
see you struggling over there.
I want to know what is the best way to open this?
I have no idea. I haven't opened one myself.
Really? Do you
Yep,
even know
I
what
just
they
brought
look like in
them.
there?
I brought them with me. I know what they're supposed to look like in there, but
Okay.
so on the day of this recording, I have just returned from Lisboa in Portugal. I was there for like 10 days for work. We're gonna talk about that in a minute, but Ashley's trying to open a box of treats that I brought. I brought
Look at that.
pastéis de nata, which they are like custard pies.
Oh, they're cold.
Yeah, they are cold. You may want to heat.
Do they need to be heated up?
I mean, they'll taste better if you heat them up.
Ooh, I wasn't ready for it to. I thought, I'm so used to like packaging on packaging on packaging. I thought they'd be individually wrapped or something.
No, I guess this is what happens when like your food doesn't have a bunch of like bad stuff in it. I don't know.
But this is so cute. It looks like a little like it's like a burnt like crème in French. I'm good at crème. It's like a crème brûlée, but it's Portuguese.
Yes. So
I'm
apparently these treats were very popular at some point in a lot of Western Europe, and then they stopped being that popular. But the Portuguese really enjoy them. So it's like a coffee treat.
Oh,
Ideally, so it's like, but you have them like all the time throughout the day.
wow.
So what you should do with the next ones you have in there is you put them in your air fryer like mini oven at like 350 for like a couple minutes, so that the pie crust can get like flaky again.
Yeah, it's definitely like chilled.
Yeah,
And it should be
warm,
but it is delightful.
right?
Oh my god!
Imagine it with your morning coffee. Fire, it's fire, dog.
Sorry for the mouth sound.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying them. Because what I really wanted to bring everybody was like they're basically, they call them pastéis de bacalao, but they're basically like croqueta de bacalao for us. But they're delicious and they're nice and thick and very light. But what's not to like? I like codfish. Okay, like I went to the right country. It's a lot of seafood, dog. You gotta like seafood. All types of seafood too. I had barnacle.
Barnacle, like what grows on a boat.
Basically,
Yeah.
I guess. But they were fun. They kind of look like a weird nail, and then it has like a little shell, and then you just like twist and pull, and then it has a little thing that you eat inside. They were good. Can't complain.
Ay, qué rico. Well, this is awesome. Thank you so much for
You're so
bringing
welcome.
this.
Hope you enjoy.
I am. You may hear me eating it a little bit later. But what brought you to? So you were in Lisbon.
I was in Lisbon. Yes, I went for work. Part of what I do sometimes requires me to travel throughout the year. So last year in November, I went to China with students, to Shanghai specifically. And then this January, I went to Lisbon with students. It was really cool. So I was there for 10 days. The first like 4 days, I wasn't needed during the day every day. So Michael joined me for like the first 5 days. So we were able to like go out and about. I just want to say that the weather here sucked. It was not ideal. In my first day there, it was sunny, rainy, windy rain, and then hail. And apparently that was the norm. But like supposedly in January, it's not supposed to be this way. And every day it was a version of that. So, and we all know I don't do well when I'm like a gremlin. Like if it's been raining all day and like every day, I'm over it very quickly because I want to be out here and doing stuff. And it's a very hilly city. I think it's a city of like 7 hills or something like that. You feel it. And because it's an old city, the streets are made from like limestone and granite and other stones, so it can be very slippery when you're walking.
And everything was wet.
So
Oh,
it was
shit.
just, I was struggling. I'm not gonna front. I was struggling a little bit, but then you kind of get used to it, and you start just becoming grateful that you're able to be in this space. I stayed in a palace.
The casual drop
Of staying in a palace.
of staying in a palace.
I know. But look, at this point, like, the palace is owned by one of like the largest hospitality chains over there. So like, yes, it is fancy. Like, you are staying in a palace. They do maintain like the main parts of the palace. So like the sitting rooms are still decorated from ye old times, which to me look a little like rococo. The bar is like decorated like that. The dining rooms are still like in that decoration. But it was really nice. It was really cool. Like, they have a lot of art where sometimes it didn't make sense, but yeah, like walking the grounds was really nice when we could. Usually when we're there, we utilize what used to be like former stables, but they had like a very bad leak, so we couldn't use them. So we were in a ballroom, which people were complaining about, and I was just kind of like, I don't know, bro. We're staying in a palace. Like, look at these beautiful grounds. Like, this grass is unreal, But that was really cool. That is something that, like, I don't know, you just don't think that you're ever going to experience, and then you experience and you're like, oh, okay, this is actually kind of cool. And we looked up the pricing, and it was pretty affordable, I would say. Like, the days that we were there, let me see the conversion rate. It was like under $200 a night.
Really?
Which I think is not that bad considering where we were. Surprisingly, Lisbon didn't have like a late night culture, really. Like, there were some late night bars, but not a lot. So it became pretty like difficult to try to go out in the evenings and be out and about. And for those that don't know Mike and us, when we travel, we do like to stay out and about pretty late. So it was like, oh, we have to, okay, it's an early night in. Got it. Okay. The wine.
Yeah.
Hear me out. Delicious. And inexpensive. It just makes me upset to know that, like, you can travel and eat and drink pretty well for not a lot of money, and it's pretty affordable.
Did you go into any like sites? Like, did you go to any museums and all that?
Yeah, so we were there during their low season, which coincidentally is also the season where they close things off for renovation. So we were just like, whatever we found that was open that we could visit is where we would go, obviously. So in Lisbon, we went to the art museum there, and it was really cool because it was an exhibit on Cubism.
Ooh.
So that was really cool, and like abstract art. And it was cool to see it like from its inception to like present day. We went up to Sintra, which like I think it's one of the places that has like the most amount of like castles per capita in the world. We went to a Romanesque style / romanticism era style castle. And that was what I sent in the chat that was like super foggy. So it sort of felt like we were in a horror movie of sorts. But it was also very windy, but it was beautiful. It was a really cool property. And like, you could tell that it was like purposefully lush. So I imagine that like if you go in spring and summer, it must be like just absolutely stunning up there. We then went to this other place called Montserrat. So we went to Pana Palace and then Montserrat, which that one was under construction, but you could still like walk the grounds. And it was beautiful. They had a waterfall in there.
Ooh.
Yeah, and you have to cross the waterfall to like make it to where the house is. They also had this like setup of rocks on one of the like little walkways while you're there. And we were reading the plaque, and it's like from like the Neolithic era, and they don't know how those rocks got there because they were like in a specific formation. And it's like kind of like, oh, it's clearly man-made, but like you don't know what purpose they were serving. So that was also really cool and very scary because I was like, their ghosts are here for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, we had a portrait of a lady in our room at the palace. 100% that was haunted. 100%. That woman was terrifying. I could not look her in the face. She must have been a nice lady, but I was like, when I leave, you stay here. You do not leave with me. Okay? Like, this is your home. You have to guard it for the next people that stay here.
No.
No, man. Yeah, right. Oh, I did learn a lot about Portugal and its place through colonization and how many countries like speak Portuguese as a result. Because obviously, like, I think in the West we know about like Brazil, but Mozambique and Angola were former colonies, as well as Macau. And they also did business with India and, as we might know, Japan. And because some of these countries were like former colonies, they can still like sort of like immigrate from them. So it was a really cool way to see the ways in which, like, as a country, they're trying to, I guess, rewrite their history, like still acknowledging what they did, now also just trying to be like partners with these countries. And honestly, like, it's so pretty. Like, it's just such a beautiful city. There's so much art. There was so much art around the city. Like, it makes you feel like, man, like, how lucky, you know, to see so much like great art while you're walking around. I did learn that they were a former dictatorship. And it's interesting because they are not consistent with their voting. So right now they're going through like their presidential primaries. I think their second vote is now like in February. So similar to us, so like there's the primaries and then it sort of reduces the pool and then they go to like a second round, but it's more than like just two candidates. So they tend to have like a lot of like political party swings. And even though they lived under their dictatorship, while a lot of people can say it's bad, they also don't fully view it as bad because it was like also the first time that the Portuguese like made so much for themselves as well to create like their culture. It's also a country that, and like Lisbon specifically, it's been like an ancient city and then it got brought down. So then they like built on it's like it's been like a city built on top of a city built on top of a city. So now as they bring in like new buildings, when they excavate, they keep finding like remnants. So like things have to be put on pause. They have to bring archaeologists. It's really cool. It was really cool. Like it made me want to learn more about the country and like where it stands now as a political power. I also learned that during World War II, they were truly like nonpartisan in the war, which you could take that however you want to take that. But it did become a place that was like a hotbed for spies. So like if you were a spy from like either side, like you would go to Portugal to do your meetings, which then that also like creates other problems because it's like, well, now
you're the spy meeting room.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was cool. I really enjoyed it. We want to go back. We want to go back when the weather's a little bit better. And now we just know what to expect, right? I think anytime you go to a place for the first time, you're just kind of like trying to wing it and like figure it out. And I will say what's very true about Europe is like it is a place where you just kind of go and you figure it out every day because you can keep up with a plan, sure, but a lot of the fun there is just like, oh, a thing is closed. Okay, fine. Let's just find like the nearest other thing that you can do that's also like 400 years old.
I mean, that's pretty cool too.
Yeah.
And coming from a country where our history begins as a country, not as a land, but we're so young compared to so many parts of the world, most of the world really, that in and of itself is pretty fascinating. Oh my God. I'm so excited for you. And you were there a long time.
Bruh.
All of your trips are like eternal.
But also like not long at all. I mean, like, yes, it's 10 days, right? Like that is a significant amount of time to be gone. But you kind of get to a point where like, I hit a point where I was like, oh, I'm in the rhythm of it all. And then I was like, wow, I haven't been home in a bit. Like my clothes is starting to like have a very distinct smell. Like, I'm starting to have a very distinct smell. Like I need a different space. I need my space, you know? But yeah, 10 days feels like it's fine. It's enough time. I feel that way also about like a vacation. Like 10 days is fine.
Yeah.
You're in, spend a little bit of time there, and then you're out.
Just enough time to like miss home.
Yeah.
Like, this is fun. I understand how the pace is here. Love it. Good for you. But I'm ready for my bed.
Yeah. Another thing that I feel is true about most European cities now is you don't really need more than 3 days in one of them. And also like, whoa. All right, I get it. That's a pretty bold claim. But it's sort of this thing of like when you start to read on like, oh, how much time like should I spend in Lisbon and all of that, like the other cities that you're being told to go take a look at in Portugal are like right outside. So it's kind of like you're not really leaving Lisbon and it's just like really easy to get in and get out of. And I felt that way as well while we were in Germany because we were just going to like a bunch of cities because you kind of just go in, see one thing, and then there's nothing else to see in that town. Which is cool, but it also makes like a 10-day vacation be tough.
Yeah. That's right, because you went to Germany too.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I know. I've done a lot of travel.
Yeah, for real.
It's really cool.
Well, I'm glad you're back.
Me too.
I'm glad you brought treats.
Thanks. Enjoy them.
And while you were gone, Royal Rumble happened.
I know. I'm well aware of all the things that happened while I was gone and didn't have access to U.S. media.
So, because my question is, because WWE or whatever, but I'm not an expert. All right, so you can correct me, but it was on Netflix over there, right? It was on Netflix International or whatever.
I guess, but the Netflix plan that I have wasn't supported over there. So I didn't really get to see it live. I had to wait until I got back. But yeah, that's what I was told, that I should have been able to see it over there. I just didn't have the right Netflix plan.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah, because I guess the base plan over there doesn't include ads.
Really?
Man. But the one here does.
Yes, it does.
That's how I found out. That's how I found out the difference. Definitely not while trying to watch the Royal Rumble, which, by the way, I had made a perfect plan. I was like, all right, I'm working the whole day, but then like I'm going to have 2 to 3 hours like by myself before dinner. So my plan was to at least watch like an hour of the Royal Rumble before dinner. Imagine my shock.
No, your disappointment.
Oh my God, my disappointment. I was so disappointed. I was so pissed. But it's fine. I've watched it here now.
Okay, so you're caught up.
I'm caught up. I know the drama. I know the tea.
There's so much.
So I feel like so many things happen at the Royal Rumble and also nothing happened at the Royal Rumble. Because I'm sorry. I'm in it. I'm over Gunther.
I am too.
Okay, like, what do you mean the only thing you can do is, like, choke someone out? Sorry, sleeper hold.
I also think he's just kind of boring.
He is kind of boring.
Millie.
Oh,
she heated up one of the...
Oh, that's a good egg. That's a good girl.
You're so good. She's a good woman.
That's a good girl, Savannah.
That's a good girl, Savannah. All right, I got to eat this. You can explain it.
For Mish too? Thank you.
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I'm not I watch occasionally and I also hear all the commentary from Gabe, but
obviously
Oh, that crunch. But yeah, Gunther's just super boring. Like he I feel like they're trying to make fetch happen.
Right?
Like you're trying to make him something that like we should be I don't know, scared of, but maybe the intention is like you just don't like him so much that he brings anger to you. So I guess it works. It's just it's dumb.
But at what cost? And then, so he has this fight with AJ Styles,
Oh God.
right?
It's so good.
He has this fight with AJ Styles. And then they decide to enter him in the Royal Rumble as well.
Who, AJ Styles or Gunther?
Gunther.
Okay.
They enter him toward the end. And you're just kind of like, to what end? To what end? He's just going to do the same moves that he just did in his other fight with AJ Styles, which honestly just felt so disrespectful. I just feel like at this point, we're just mistreating our elders. Because the fact that, like, Cena's final fight was with this man, and now AJ Styles' final fight is also with this man, and they both kind of end, like, very similarly, when it's just so clear that they have so much talent and so much skill and agility for their ages, to then just be put out by like someone who great uses their size, right? Like you want to use, if your size is your main ability, go for it. But you know, to a degree, like also to just to incapacitate them to such a degree, it just starts feeling like it's just boring at some point.
Yeah.
Because Cena and like Styles were demonstrating like all of this talent, and this guy's just like good at grappling.
Oh yeah.
Which is a skill, sure, but like it doesn't make for, it was just it's too different of a fighting style, and it gets again so boring. And then they bring him out for the actual Royal Rumble, and it's the same thing. He's like against 5 other really big guys who are like showing their agility, showing their skill, and fine, it's impressive that he just went from one fight to another.
Mm-hmm.
But dog, again, the same moves, like back to back. Boring.
I just hate that, like, I don't know, wrestling has always had this background in culture where, like, the people are just as talented in the ring as they are on the mic and talking to people and getting, like, riling up things. And I feel like they're just trying to pitch all of these stories to make Gunther appealing in the heel. Like, they made him such a hateable heel that it's like, that whole thing. Like, I've been trying to catch up with the what is it called, Unreal, Unscripted or whatever.
Unreal. I haven't watched it yet.
Honestly, fascinating. You should definitely watch it. It is so cool, and it does give you a lot of like explanation on the writing and how they like the gorilla thing and the like how this production happens and how far in advance they plan things and the relationships that the wrestlers have with each other. I just saw an episode that it was mostly about Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. And it is so cool, like seeing their it's mostly about her and like her rise and her bringing on what's her name, Valkyrie.
Yeah, Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, and like how they met when she was in like a wrestling gym, and Becky came as like a mentor, and how she's like setting her up to be the new generation of wrestlers. It's just, I loved watching that. And Gunther has not been explored at all. Like, they don't bring him on to talk. They don't bring any of it, none of it. I like that part. It's hard for me to keep up with all of it, but I also have Gabe, so I don't need him. I don't need to watch because he'll just tell me whether I want to know or not.
It's sort of like the most entertaining ongoing telenovela you'll ever watch.
100%.
Because so many wrestlers and people stay in this universe for so long. Even once they've retired, even once they're like full, like no longer an announcer, or something like that, that like they still stay around and they participate in the ongoing like storytelling part of it all. That it makes, that's what like got me in. First of all, the people are hot. Okay, that is, we can acknowledge it and move on. The storylines can be so good. The kayfabe of it all, like, look at me knowing the terms. The kayfabe of it all, I love it. I treat it sort of like a murder mystery, because you kind of have to start putting together, like, okay, these two people are together in real life, but then like the ring, like these two people are together. People that like have like a 10-year beef, but then there was like a period where they paused it and then they were both beefing with someone else. Everybody having beef with CM Punk, but now CM Punk being like a nice guy, makes no sense to me. But I'm here, okay. I'm in his corner now. He's got me. He got me. Okay. He got me. But look, Michael's. My current favorite guy is probably LA Knight.
Oh, I've seen him.
He's just fun, old school type wrestler. Very agile, just very impressive moves in the ring. But it sort of gives like a little bit like really toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the draw for me with him, because he's just like, he's very quick in a way that you just don't expect him to be quick, because he's a big guy, you know. But yeah, like I've enjoyed seeing all of that come through, and like I like seeing when the guys form their little groups, and they get together and they kiki, you know, while being like, I'm a man, look at me, I'm so masculine. I'm like, dude, but you guys literally just partnered up. Like you had a little magical girl moment. It's okay, you know. I do think that the female wrestlers right now are the shit. That female Royal Rumble match was phenomenal. Last year's was so good, so impressive. You should watch it. It's on Netflix now. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the women are killing it. I really want to see Chelsea Green like come to the forefront. She's really good.
You should see how they unpack her in Unreal.
Oh, I heard. I heard.
It's like I know very little about her. I've seen her wrestle. Like I remember seeing her in WrestleMania and, you know, here and there. But when you like get into like her whole like story coming up, and she's an impressive person.
She's really good.
She's really, really good. And it honestly, it did make me want to root for her after I watched her behind the scenes. Yeah. I think the reason I brought up Unreal was because in that same episode with Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, they talk about what's his name, the guy that's like the announcer, that he's like a former football player.
Oh, Pat McAfee.
Pat McAfee, and that whole thing that they built between him and Gunther. So they talk about like him preparing for that fight and all the, like where they're thinking about taking the story, because I guess they brought Pat McAfee a number of times into the ring, like at least like 2 or 3 times already. And I don't know. I also can't stand that man either.
Gunther?
No, Pat McAfee. I don't know what it is about him. It's just like his face. I don't.
Because he literally reminds us of the guys that we went to high school with, because he's our age.
Oh, that must be it. I'm sure he's a delightful person.
Maybe.
He works really hard. I will give him that. Does. When I saw all of like his prep and all that, and he was very like, he was very real about like, if in my 40s, I don't like, you know, I try to stay in shape. I try like, he felt like a dude that I would talk to. Like I get it. And he really did a great job.
For sure. Like, I think the reason why they sort of like put him on hiatus was because it was also the start of like the college football season, which he like is a announcer for. Plus he has this like weekly or daily show on ESPN, and like he still brings in the wrestlers to talk there. It's impressive to me how like the job of wrestling doesn't stop.
No.
It does. Like, the amount of properties they have outside of WWE is so insane. It's an organization that I find to be questionable, but I am so drawn to, and like the way that I would love to work for them.
Really?
Oh my God. I just feel like I'm so intrigued with the way that it runs. Like, it's nonstop. It's not, and the fact that like the idea of PTO is so new to that industry is incredible.
I had those same questions because when I saw the calendar, and I'm like, how is it possible? Like, I remember growing up with it in the 2000s and the 90s, and there was even a moment in time that I would catch SmackDown, I would catch Raw, because I was like following, I got into it, I followed the story. But those were like the only things, and until you had WrestleMania and you had like the whatever Money in the Bank, like you had the staples, but they weren't like every week. Yeah, every week there's like major, enormous events, and I know that has a lot to do also with like the money that's owed for the. Like, I love the business side of it. I think the business side of it is fascinating. But I remember asking that question to Gabe when he revealed himself as who he is as a wrestling fan.
You're like, Donna was like, I need you to know, honey.
It was like that.
I'm a wrestling fan. I know.
Do you know what it is to live with someone for 15 years and he hid this? Like, I know that people are listening and they're like, are you two even married? Like, how can you hide this? I'm telling you, we work together. We're in the same, we share a car. We share, obviously, a bed and a life. I don't know how he hid it this long, like, for real. But I asked the same question. I'm like, so people don't take time off? Like, and yeah, in the beginning, they really didn't. Yeah. They really didn't. And like, now is when they're actually like taking shifts and asking for replacements and taking vacation time with their families. And it's being encouraged, or at least supported rather.
I will say that the Vince McMahon like docuseries was actually really good because it does provide a lot of like context. Yeah. I think we all know that it takes a turn probably for the better because it reveals like a lot of the illegal things that were happening, like unfortunately like the sexual assaults that were happening behind the scenes. Like, it just revealed a lot. But the business side, it was very interesting to see. I feel like a sleeper agent. Like, I sort of watched it as a kid. I knew who The Rock was and like Stone Cold. But I wasn't like, I didn't know what Raw was or like SmackDown or whatever. And last year getting into it, and as into it as I've gotten, I'm like, I've not been into wrestling this whole time because I'm keeping up. I'm following people on the internet. I'm in it. I'm committed. I've joined Reddits or subreddits. Oh, I'm in. I have accounts that I follow, or like certain like influencers that I really like. I went to an AEW match last year. We're gonna go to SmackDown in a couple weeks. I'm so excited to go to SmackDown. I already told Michael, I'm like, if any of my girls show up and we are in this, that means that we are breathing the same nasty air. However I react is appropriate, and you don't say anything. You're just okay with how I react.
Honestly, he may react the same way though. Like, he's probably gonna be just as dumbfounded, man. I'm like super excited for you guys. I really want to go. I can't. I have duties. But I remember when I lived in Orlando, I used to go see the TNA fights. Because TNA is in Universal, and I was a Universal Studios employee, so we could just go to see.
That's so cool,
And I would go with my coworkers because they were like, "You didn't know we could do this," and I'm like, "No, I want to just like, want to watch Frasier and eat my trail mix." Like, I don't know.
So fun.
I was.
Sounds very dry.
Let me tell you, banging times. I was poor, bro. And they're like, you could do this for like no money. I'm like, I'm in. And I went with them to see a few of them, and it is so much fun.
It is.
Even if you have no idea what's going on, you are invested from the beginning. But look at you, you're on the subreddits.
I'm on the subreddits.
Ooh,
I'm in. I also want to say I have yet to encounter like an asshole. When like I start talking about wrestling in the real world. So that's kind of nice because that's also sort of like a barrier to entry, right? Like just being kind of like, I don't want some fucking dude to like explain this thing that I'm enjoying a lot to me. And it hasn't been that. People have actually been very excited that like someone is watching this for the first time and like experiencing these pay-per-views or whatever. And I love it.
Embraced by the community.
I know. So cute.
Wow.
So cute. It's going to happen though. And I'm excited. I'm excited to potentially fight someone IRL.
Well, by the time you get there, you're going to be like.
I'm going to RKO them. I fully plan to practice.
See, now you have to play the video games.
They look so bad. But yeah, now they're coming out with like 2K26 or whatever. It looks so bad.
It does.
You should see the graphics. It does not look good.
No.
I don't know what they're doing. They're spending so much money for what? For what? But yeah, I mean, I could really just talk about this all night. I have so many favorites. It's like a problem now because we're watching multiple properties.
Because you're watching NXT and you're watching WWE and you're watching
AEW. And then some of the like AAA, like big fights. I'm in it. We're a wrestling family now. Even Vaquita's gotten into it. She has no choice.
Well, she was bred for it. I mean,
100%.
She was always roided up.
She really was. She really was. But yeah, I think the next big event is going to be Elimination Chamber.
Okay.
And I'm excited for that one.
That's the one where they're in like the big cage thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think it's 6 people in the ring.
And they have them in like individual little chambers, right? Yeah. And they get released like that.
And then they eliminate each other by throwing them out.
Yes.
It's fun.
That is cool. I've seen, those are fun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I know.
We had so many things to talk about when we talk about Portugal and wrestling. But see, that's what you can expect.
That's literally been my life for the last 3 weeks. Being in Portugal, trying to figure out how I could watch Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, and then Royal Rumble while I was gone, and I couldn't watch any of them.
Well, you had to be in the moment of the art, and
I did 100%. And you know what? It was great. I had so much wine. I had so much wine. I had heartburn by day 4.
Oh, buddy.
I haven't had heartburn in like 3 years. But it was delicious. It was great. If you can make your way to Portugal, highly recommend it. Lisbon, very pretty, but it is a city of the 7 hills. So, you know what that means. Lots of ups and downs.
Oh, I'll have to get there. And then upgrade my Netflix so that I
so you can watch the Royal Rumble while you're there, obviously.
Definitely. I mean,
can you imagine? Honestly, I would. Now that I know, I would.
I mean, you had all those days of hail and shit. So, I mean, that's what I would do.
And the other thing, I'm not going to go into it, but the other thing that got me through, like, when I would go nonverbal, Real Housewives. I watched a lot of Real Housewives while I was over there. The duality of man. We can't be perfect. We can get very close, but we can't be perfect.
Oh, well, I mean,
yeah. Do you have questions for me about wrestling? Do you have questions for Ashley about wrestling? Because she lives with someone that loves wrestling too.
Yeah, I'm learning through osmosis.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite wrestler? Are you like, oh my God, what is wrestling?
Yeah. Are you going to the CCW matches here in Miami? Like, what are you doing? Let's talk wrestling. Let's get into it. This year's for the girls. We're taking over over hockey.
Yep.
We're taking over wrestling.
Yep.
taking over Fortnite.
Oh, that's for sure.
Because as we were recording this, Chapo Rowan's being added.
Yeah, she is.
And Ginu from the Saja Boys from K-Pop Demon Hunters is being added. So I just, disclaimer, 2026, Year of the Horse. It's for the girls. Girls, gays, and nays. Let's go. Pop off, queen. But, yeah, messages. Tell us what you're into.
Yeah, I'm curious. I'm curious what's going on in all your lives. Well, we'll see you next time then.
See you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for spending this time with us. If you love this episode or were just here for the sass, either way, please follow, rate, and share. Find us on Instagram and TikTok at Baby Lambs Podcast.
Before we head out, we want to thank a few people who helped make Baby Lambs Podcast possible. Thank you to our producer, Millie Martin, for keeping everything running smoothly behind the scenes, Daniel Acosta for creating our intro and outro song, and Janabelle Art from Tiger House Tattoo for designing our logo and giving us an identity. We couldn't have done it without you guys.